and welcome back to the channel. In this video we've got this BMW X3 to tackle, and it's been quite neglected. It's been a long time since I've last washed this car. It's picked up a lot of grime, it's picked up a lot of tree sap, so we're going to do a full chemical decontamination on the outside. We're going to give the inside a bit of a tidy up. All the leather needs a bit of work, and we're just going to get the car looking good and protected again. So let's get into it. Absolutely no messing about in today's video, so we're straight into it. We've got a lot of work to do. So dealing with the interior first, because the rain is starting to drizzle a little bit, so I want to get inside the car. I'm going to start off with doing all my vacuum work. So I'm going to do all the footwells. I'm going to give in all the little crevices within the seat a good vacuum down, and then just lightly go over all the centre console. Not making contact, but just to get any loose debris away from it. After getting all the interior bits nice and vacuumed up, it's time to move on to the mats. Give them a quick vacuum, and then I move on to using some chemicals. For the chemicals, I'm going to be using the Koch Chemie Green Star and then a drill brush. However, the drill brush ran out of battery. Started off slow and didn't get any faster. So while that charges up, let's dive back into the interior and start on the leather work in the dash. In case you can't tell, it started to absolutely pee of rain outside. Thankfully I'm doing the interior. Wasn't able to do as much as I wanted before the rain started, so I'll just move on to the steering wheel just now. And as we all know, a shiny steering wheel, if it's leather, is a dirty steering wheel. So I'm just going in with the Koch Chemie Green Star. Not even sure if that's how you pronounce the chemical, but I've got this diluted 10 to 1. Give the steering wheel a right good going over. Get all of that shine away, and it should be nice and clean and matte. Normally I would use a leather cleaner, but I actually don't have any at the moment. So the Green Star, let's say it's safe to use on leather. I've used it previously on the 2 Series leather steering wheel, done a great job. So hopefully it does just as good a job here. This might take a few goings over to get it as clean as I want it. I'll give it another little tidy up, another little once over, but you can see that we've went from shiny to nice and matte there, and that's how we want our steering wheel to be looking. Like, give us a nice indication that it's nice and clean. Once the rain stopped, I took the opportunity to get the door back open again and get in and around about all the footwell stuff and get the door cards and stuff like that done. Again, I'm still using the Green Star, diluted of 1 to 10 to deal with these kind of rubber floor mats that are built into the carpet and the pedals. Following on from that, I was able to get back in the car, get the door closed and start dealing with the leather interior. With this being a cream leather interior, it was pretty dirty. It was in a bad way, so it needed a right good clean up. Trying to give you a little bit of a 50-50 here, still using the Green Star with a leather cleaning brush, same one that I used on the steering wheel. So I'll fast forward through the rest of this clip and we can see how the 50-50 looks, and then I'll just crack on with getting the rest of the leather done. Now that I'm done with the interior, it's time to move on with the exterior. I'll start where I always start, and that's going to be the wheels. Now, the wheels in this car are absolutely cooked. They've got the unfortunate BMW diamond cut corrosion. However, they're still absolutely filthy. This is a completely new product to me. I've never used it before. It's the Duel Autocare wheel cleaner. It's a non-acidic, I think it's alkaline based wheel cleaner. Directions for heavy soiling, which this car has, is 3-to-1. So I've got it mixed up at 3-to-1. And let's see how it gets on. See how just dirty these wheels are on the inside and outside, and then the traditional BMW diamond cut horror. Because these wheels are so bad, I'm going to give them a bit of a pre-wash. So I'm going to spray on the Dual Autocare. Because it's dilutable, 500ml goes a long way. So I'm going to spray it on quite liberally, let it sit for a few minutes and then power wash it off before I go in with contact, just to try and get any loose dirt or kind of ingrained stuff. Try and get a nice, there we go. Really want to get right into the barrels with this one. Get that brake caliper cleaned up as well. While that's going to work on the alloys as a kind of pre-wash, I'm just going to go and give the tyres a good scrub, give the arches a good scrub. I'll rinse it all off, see where we're at with it, and then we'll go back in and do a contact wash on the wheels and see how clean this product can get them. Just a very quick look at what's happened here before we go in with the contact wash, and I mean, I've got to say, it's actually done a really good job from a contactless perspective. These wheels are absolutely brutal. They've got a horrible lip in behind them. A lot of filth gets caught in there. But in terms of the faces, all that build up of brake dust and stuff like that was on the faces and on the inside of the spokes, it's dealt with it really well for contactless. So let's go and make a bit of contact and try and get these wheels as clean as we can. Little disclaimer, I do have a generic shampoo, just a pure shampoo, in the bucket just to aid with lubrication. For the pre-wash, I'm going to be using a new product to me. This is Duel's Nitty Gritty Pre-Wash and Degreaser. The main reason I'm using this is it keeps on coming up on my TikTok feed, so I've got to give it a bash. They claim how great it is, so let's see if it can deal with the grime that's on this car. So I'm going to be using this in the IK sprayer. I've got it mixed up at 5-to-1 as per the recommended dilution ratios for heavy degreasing. So I'm going to go around the car. In fact, I'm just going to do the bonnet first and see how it tackles it, because the sun's starting to come out and I don't want any of this drying up on the panels, so I'm just going to go a panel at a time. So this product does only ask for a contact time of 1 to 2 minutes, which is much less than your standard citrus pre-washes where they look for kind of 5 minutes. So that's been coming up on 2 minutes now, so I'm going to start rinsing this off and see if it deals with any of these little black spots. Now, I have to say, first impressions, I'm actually quite blown away by this product. this stuff was really stubborn, and at 1 to 5 from a pre-wash alone, it's absolutely obliterated it. I'm going to put the rest on over the rest of the car, and I'm going to layer it up with some snow foam just to get the dwell time so as it doesn't dry out. But what a fantastic job it's done on the bonnet. Once I got all the pre-wash phase done and dusted, it was time to just go around all the door shuts and all the intricate areas with the detailing brush. And again, I'm using the Green Star at 1 to 10 to do this. Really is such a versatile chemical. So just in all the door shuts, get all the badges and stuff like that done, get all those little intricate areas like the fuel cap and stuff like that done, and then I can move on to the contact wash. When it comes to the contact wash, I'm still using the Yum shampoo, pH neutral shampoo, and to be honest, I really enjoyed using it the last wash that I used it, so I'm just continuing on with it. So now that the contact wash is done, I'm going to start the chemical decontamination. And with the car actually being clean, it's really easy to see just how many tar spots there are on this. So we're going to deal with them first, and then I'm going to put a bit of fallout remover over the car. Now when it comes to tar removal, you know, the amount of dwell time that you can allow the tar and glue remover, the more the better. Generally, this took me a couple of hits with the tar and glue remover that I'm using. It's not really a branded one, it was just one that I managed to pick up in 5 litres. Doesn't smell the same like your typical TARDIS would smell, so it is a bit milder on the paintwork. So you just need to allow it that extra time, or sometimes maybe even a second pass to go over it. But we got there in the end. Okay, so just a few final steps in the process for this car. before I can get a wax on it. I'm going to be doing fallout remover on the lower half of the car, then I'm going to do one last blanket of snow foam, quick rinse off, dry the car, get the wax on it, then we'll be done. So I always like to do my tar and glue remover before I do my fallout remover, mainly because there could be tar and glue sitting on top of fallout that you might end up missing. Probably a bit more pertinent if you're going to be doing clay barn and stuff like that. But for what we're doing, yeah, tar and glue, then fallout remover. I'm hopeful that this is coming through in camera, but there is a lot of fallout in this car. I know that my dad had some bind and brake issues before he had the discs and pads replaced, so I did expect there to be a fair bit around about the front. So pretty cool to see it. Normally on cars that I do, like my own, very difficult to pick up any of the kind of fallout reaction. I'll give this another few minutes to work and then get it all rinsed off. So after getting all that fallout remover rinsed off, I only did one round. Generally you'd want to do a second round of fallout remover just to make sure that you've got everything. I was quickly running out of time, so one round of fallout remover. Once again, this is for nothing else other than to just flush out any little bits of tar and glue remover that may be left on the paint, and fallout remover. No need to let it dwell or anything, just going to get it rinsed right off. It's been a bit of a slog today, on and off with the rain. Got there in the end. Last thing that I need to do is pop a wax on this car. I'm going to be using the SGCB D1 coating wax. I've got the puck applicator, and that's where I'm going to be trying out some more of these new microfibres. These are pure fibre microfiber cloths. 40 cloths for £24, the cheapest ones that I've seen about. Let's give them a bash and see how they are with wax removal. They're 40 by 40, 400 GSM. Let's see how we get on with them. When it comes to waxing, the SGCB D1 coating wax is a very, very forgiving wax, very easy to use. You can do 2 or 3 panels on the one time and then go back and buff it off. I've had instances where I've done the whole car and then went back to it. Very forgiving, very easy to use, and actually quite long lasting as well. The only problem is, I don't know if there's a UK supplier anymore. Very easy to go on. Wax is cured up. Got one of the orange towels with the plusher side. Just going to buff this all off. See how it gets on. Such easy removal. And just for a bit of perspective, I've actually done the bonnet and the roof before I've come back to buff off the bonnet. So, like I say, there's no faffing about, you know, one panel at a time with this wax. It's just a shame that it's quite difficult to get in the UK now. These cloths are taking it off absolutely no problem whatsoever. This car really could be doing with a polish, but I just don't have the time, unfortunately, because the 2 Series is in much greater need of a polish. Yeah, these cloths are really, really nice. I'm enjoying using this one. Very similar to a few other brands I've tried, and a little bit cheaper as well, so that's a big win for me.
If you're interested in picking up some of these cloths, I will leave a link in the description to where you can go and get them from. I was actually talking nonsense in the last clip. Putting the wax on wasn't the last thing that I had to do. Did have to still give the windows one last wipe over, and in truth this isn't even the last thing that I need to do, because once I'm finished I still need to go around and deal with the tyres, which I'm going to be using the Garage Therapy tyre serum for. So just as I'm coming to an end on the video, and before we get into some of the closing shots, just like to take this opportunity as always to say thanks for watching. Bit of a longer video today, so hopefully you enjoyed the format of it, and if you have, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always I'll see you on the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away.